Hi, welcome to Excel Doctors. This is the story of a lookup. I'm going to teach you how to have Excel find things for you and put them somewhere. It's a story about Christmas time, and we decided to get everyone we know a CD from a store that looks like this. You come in the checkout counter, you can hang a right and go down decades. For instance, you can stop at the 1980s decade and then walk over a certain number of aisles to get to classical 1980s. You can also hang a left, find a particular music genre like classical music, and walk down the decades till you get to, say, 1950s classical music. So this is how I'm going to build the list. There's a couple types of lookups. You don't have to really remember a lot of the specifics, but I will show you how to do them. The first one is called a Vlookup. It takes the following arguments: find what, from where, and once I find it, how many aisles do you want me to go over? So in this case, for our friend Suzanne, we're going to find something in the 2010 decade. From where? This is very important. So I'm going to look inside of the store. So I'm creating a table for me to go look at this stuff. And I'm going to walk around the edge of the table or around the edge of the store to find what I want. Now I'm going to press F4 to lock the table so that as I move this formula around, the place where I'm looking stays locked. The next thing is, okay, from where? Now, how many aisles do I go over? In this case, I know that Suzanne, that rock is on the third aisle, so I'm going to go over 3. Lastly, to close a VLOOKUP, you need to tell it, do you want me to find exactly what I'm looking for or something kind of like it? Usually, you want exactly what you want. So you type a 0, close that. Now it's found Suzanne's rock CD. Rock CD. Suzanne. See how that works? Okay, let's find Jesse. Jesse likes 1970s music, and he prefers jazz. So he's going to be 1970, find that label, and then go over to the second column. I've already written my formula, so I can just copy it down, and there he goes. Same thing for Andrea. She's on 1930s music, and she likes 1930s jazz. That happens to be the second aisle, so I just copy this formula down, and there it goes. Now, let's say I wanted to do it the other way. Let's say I wanted to start at the checkout counter, go over to the genre I wanted, and work my way down to older versions of that genre. In this case, you're going to do an hlookup. And the only difference is the V or the H, but they basically do the same thing. So you go find what? I want to go find the pop genre. I'm going to look in this table. I'm going to lock that table so that as I move my formula down, the place where I'm looking stays constant. And I'm going to go to the 8th row. So in this case, I'm going to find pop culture. And I'm going to go to the 8th row. So I'm going to find Matt. Again, I want to find the exact match. So I type in 0. You can also type in false if you're a masochist. And you close that. So now I can drag and drop that formula down, and it'll find my stuff and put it where I want. So it's very useful if you have like a huge list of things that you need to map. Let's try one where we could go either way. Actually, let's try this. Let's say I want to find Jamie, and I know she's in 1930s, but they removed, the numbers on the music genres, so I don't know how many to go over. I also can't count. So I'm just going to tell Excel to find metal, and where it finds metal, that's the aisle that I should stop at. So I'm going to do a VLOOKUP again. I'm going to find 1930 decade. I'm going to look inside this table, lock that. Now, I don't know which number metal is, so I'm going to use something called a match formula. And what a match formula does is it'll find the metal in the aisle of labels for genres, and it'll put that number into the VLOOKUP. So it's as if I had typed in the number 7. So I'm going to go look for metal. Where? Now, I'm not going to look for metal everywhere. I'm just going to look for metal here. I'm going to lock that. And, of course, I want the exact match. And believe it or not, that's going to tell me, hey, it's number 7. I'm closing now the original lookup. And there you go. So, again, I can just copy and paste this formula down. And now it's done the same thing for Jimmy's CD. It went over to 1960 decade. And then it looked around and it found classical music, and that's where it stopped. So I can call this Jimmy's CD. That's it. Please check back for more updates.